I like to sing Blue Velvet.
Since my injury, I can't make new memories.
It's part of our institutional culture within the English department, and one that I've had great success with in the past as far as just enjoying very much getting to know a student outside of the classroom, beyond the research and writing context of the graduate seminar, and into the classroom where we're looking at not only at pedagogy and theory, but application of that theory and practice with students. Then the second has to do with more personal and the individual, and that is just Tony's interests in technology and literature and in film and cyberculture, intersecting and complementing my own interests so well, and the two of us just became fast friends when he became a graduate student last year. He ended up taking my course in virtual realities, literature, technology, and gender, and I actually got to know him through another graduate student who said, "You've got to meet this guy. He like reads everything you do. You got to talk with him." So we met, and we just became collaborators and researchers together that long came before our teaching together in this course. So I knew that I wanted to work with Tony. In fact, before we team taught this course, I put together a film panel for the Society for Literature and Science conference, and I asked Tony to participate in that conference. So we presented our research together before we actually interned together in the classroom. So it's been built on mutual interest in bizarre and eccentric topics like technology and media and cyberculture and virtual reality and science fiction. And we've just enjoyed so much collaborating together, picking each other's brains, looking at films, sharing research and books with each other, and it's been a mutual collaboration that's seemed natural to move into the classroom, and we've enjoyed so much teaching together. I do, and it would be really interesting to ask Tony and my students this question, but more than me, because I don't want to put words in their mouths, but I see the way they engage with Tony, and it's hard to say whether this is because he's a graduate student or whether it's because he's Tony. He's very approachable and very smart and very funny in class, and the students just generally like him a lot. But I notice a lot of students would go see him on office hours to talk with him about questions or ask about class or just to informally chat with him. And that might be curious because I've been doing all the grading for the class. So you might think the obvious person to see would be the professor, but that's not always the case. And I think that in many ways they just genuinely like getting Tony's take on the issues that are coming up in class, and they see him every bit as much an authority as I am on these topics. So it's worked well, I think, and I think they see in many ways Tony is also a fellow student, and so that connects them with him, and yet they see him as a model too for somebody who's moving into the profession and adopting the rhetoric and discourse that they see me modeling in the classroom as well. So Tony really navigates between these different poles and positions. I think that students can identify with that very much.